It's time for kits, baby. There you go, Taylor. That's what you wanted, right?
uh,
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of CGFPL. Um, we have a very special episode. This is an annual episode. Uh, we are pleased and honored to have our kit commissioner, um, Jake Park, on this episode. Jake, we're going to skip Taylor's introduction. Jake, how are you doing?
Well, Evan, I'm a little irritated. I was telling Taylor and Evan if you haven't seen them in person in a while, they both grew beards and didn't let me know we were doing that for this episode. They both have magnificent full beards, and I'm here with just a few whiskers on my chin, feeling a little embarrassed and out of place.
Well, to be fair, Taylor didn't tell me anything about his beard, so it surprised me as well.
yeah, surprise beards all around. There aren't enough beards in the Premier League, I reckon.
That
There's
does look like
like
a very popular style, at least at the moment.
I would love at least one or two. I guess Embuemo probably has one of the biggest and bushiest of the bunch, right?
Yeah, not quite James Harden level, but close.
Yeah. The bald with the beard is quite strong, I think. No one else is
Yeah.
quite doing that. Uh, Jake, who has the best beard in the NFL?
I don't
I
know about the
figure there's
best.
probably a lot of them.
I'll tell you what, Cooper Cup used to have a really disgusting one that would it was kind of wiry and would like come out around his face mask and just looked incredibly uncomfortable. That he would grow kind of deeper into some of their playoff runs. That he shaved though. He got traded from the Los Angeles Rams to Seattle Seahawks, and he shaved his beard and he's got like this new kind of bad boy hairstyle where he's got like drapes coming down each side, kind of really
Oh
angsty
man,
looking. So he's into like a new bad boy hair, it looks like at the end of his career. But yeah, he used to have a nasty one.
man. So listeners, we've got Jake on here for his expertise on jerseys. We're going to be talking about Premier League jerseys today, but I am curious, Jake, just as a way of bridging um your primary area of expertise, which is the NFL. So listeners, if you don't know, Jake is the co-host of the CGFPL mini or the CGF minis. Is that what it is? Okay,
Yep, you got
CGF
it. Yep.
minis podcast with Wyatt. Where they talk about their fantasy football dynasty league. What's the sort of consensus on the round of jerseys this year in the NFL? Good, bad, taken as a whole?
Yeah, I don't know of a ton of major updates that happen to teams like primary jerseys this year. They don't rotate, yearly like the Premier League. But there was the new thing this year is these rivalry jerseys that came out that I don't know if it was two whole divisions I think they chose, and maybe they're going to rotate this. All got special one-off rivalry jerseys that they're going to wear when they play against one of their rivals in the division. So
Hmm.
division's four teams, so there's going to be two games in each set where they're going to wear these special ones. Uh, Online, I personally, I really have not liked most of what's come out of that. Like it's very like if you've seen any of the NBA, like City Connect jerseys where they have every year and then they kind of discard them. They're usually
Yeah.
kind of a little bit more over the top, flashy, maybe outside the team's usual colors or look. And that's kind of the pattern. It seems like almost every team kind of did like a whiteout or blackout, including teams that those like colors aren't anywhere in their look. So I personally haven't been a huge fan of what I've seen so far. We haven't seen any of them in game yet, so maybe I'll change my mind when I see them with the helmet and like under the lights and stuff. But
Hmm.
that's kind of been the big thing. Seahawks, though, I will say they have their helmet is like pearlescent, dark green
Hmm.
and blue, and it's got like a simplified silver version of their logo. I think that is actually going to look pretty good. So I'm excited about that one.
Man. What about your overall impression of the Premier League kits for this year? So Jake had a look at all the Premier League kits ahead of the recording today. He's picked his favorite and his least favorite, and then some honorable mentions for us to talk about. So Jake, what do you think about this batch of Premier League kits?
So I thought it was a slightly weaker year this year. Like I had a little bit harder time picking favorites. And then the other trend I noticed, I think the V-neck is seems to be like back in a big way. Some teams like only have that, which
Yeah.
personal preference I just don't like quite as much. But I'm by no means an expert in soccer style, so maybe I'm behind the times there. But those would be the two trends I noticed.
Hmm. He's a crew neck boy.
Yeah, crew neck. Yeah, I like the crew neck, and I like the collars if it's got the button, real prestigious looking ones. Um, but yeah, the V-neck's not my favorite, but some of them made the list still that I have here, at least the honorable mentions.
Hmm. All right. Should we get into it, Evan?
Yeah, let's get into it. I at the end before we transition out of Premier League specifics, I have a gripe that I want to see if Jake ends up touching on. If not, I'm going to bring it up at the end.
Okay. Perfect. Gripes.
All
All
right,
gripes welcome.
All right, we want to start with the bad or the good, or we could alternate.
Let's
Oof.
let's
What
start
do you
with
think,
the
Evan?
bad.
The
Yeah.
Bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, for my third worst, it would be easier if I share my screen so you guys just have them up to you as I'm going
Sh
through this, or okay.
yeah, that'd be great.
One second here.
Listener, if you want, you can follow along. We're on footballarchive.com. Footballkitarchive.com, I
Football
should say.
kit archive, yeah.
Let
We'll
me know if
post
you
a
guys can
post a
see
link.
this.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Oh,
so this one I have
Palace.
is my third least favorite. Yeah, Crystal Palace third jersey. It's like this mustard brown color. Um, I don't hate brown as a color in sports, but I think this particular shade is bad. Like it's got like kind of like that baby poop look to it.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there's another brown jersey that I have, at least in honorable mentions, if it didn't end up my favorites that I thought got it right. So it'd be good to compare. But yeah, this one design and everything is not really too bad. I don't love the black piping connecting the collar to the sleeves, but the shade is just bad. And I saw a picture of this one live on field. And I thought it looked almost even worse when I
Yeah.
saw it that way. So that's what got this one on my third least favorite this year.
I totally agree. Having seen this one been played in once or twice, when it's like people are all sweaty and they're wearing this kit, it just looks so bad. It's
Isn't this?
almost like disconcerting.
Yeah, I do. I will say it's very different, especially from they're usually like red and blue, right? Pretty bright
Mhm.
colors. So I do like that they tried something different, and I applaud that. But yeah, I don't think they hit on this one.
What do you think about this one, Evan?
If there's anybody on this podcast right now that knows about shades of baby poop, it's Jake. So um I think he's spot on. Yeah, no, it's not really my thing either. Something about it though is appealing to me, and I can't quite get it. I think maybe because it is a little bit like I don't know. There's a lot about it that I do kind of like, but I don't know. Yeah, the color though just kind of throws it off a little bit for me. Um,
There's some nice striping like on the sleeve piping and the collar like that. I actually like. Like, yeah, if
yeah,
they change the shade of this slightly or even to a whole new color, the rest of it's not bad.
this would fit. I think this would fit in my wardrobe. So I do
Let's
wear a
get
lot
this
of
dragged
brown.
over. Let's move it on over to the good list. Actually, the more I stare at this, I'm starting to kind of like it.
Well, how do you feel about this neck, Jake? Is this what you're meaning when you're talking about V-necks, or is this something different?
No, I like this one a lot. Actually, I don't know what you'd even call this. Is this a Henley style neck kind of where it's like
Oh yeah.
buttons?
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, this one I actually don't mind. I do like. I wouldn't maybe continue the striping. I'd have to see how that looks, but I don't think it's bad.
Hmm. But yeah, the color is strange, and especially, I don't know, a team like that playing. Also, if you've ever seen Selhurst Park, there's just like lots of blue and red around the park, and so there's like red and blue everywhere, and then you've got a team playing in sort of this mustardy color. It's kind of strange. All right,
All right,
a
where
well-deserved
we
third place.
yeah, where are we heading from here? You want to go up to the next bad one or over to the third best one?
Let's go bad. Keep bad. Let's keep
Yeah.
Keep
going on
bad. All
bad.
right, we'll keep them coming. All right, number two, I have
Mm.
Wolverhampton's third. This is like the bright electric, almost Los Angeles Chargers looking blue, with a crazy pattern in it, and it's got like neon yellow piping on the collar and the sleeves. On with the Wolverhampton crest. I think I say this every year, but just looks like a Call of Duty perk to me. Like the emblem doesn't look like a Premier League crest. This all combines to an unpleasing package, at least in my opinion.
I'm not
And
familiar with the brand.
listener,
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not familiar with the brand Sudo. I
right,
didn't
I was
realize
about
they
to
were
point
being
that
made.
out.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, this they're the only ones that have this kit maker, from what I understand.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. What are some of the things we've got in that sort of background pattern? I think I'm seeing a butterfly, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh
I think
no,
it's there's some
feathers.
feather. Yeah, I think it's feathers. The rest of it,
Musical
I don't know. It's
notes.
kind of abstract. There's a palm tree in there
Palm
on like a
trees?
on a Target. They're sponsored by the Target grocery chain here in
I'm seeing
America.
What?
I'm seeing some
Uh,
musical notes. I'm seeing
there's a little like eye mask
oh
in
wow.
there.
There's a cross or maybe a kite. Wow, this is a strange assortment of things.
Feels like a kaleidoscope.
This
It's
is
a
one where
lot.
I would be curious to actually read the press release about, because I'm sure there's some dumb press release where they're talking about, what inspired the kit. And I would actually be kind of interested to read that for this one. Wow.
All right, that is number two. And then to round out our list, my least favorite this year, I have Man City's third. I guess
Yeah,
I'm picking kind of on the third jerseys here, and those are always going to be kind of abstract. So maybe that just kind of shows my
yeah.
personal preferences more for classic. But um,
Oh my
I don't know.
goodness.
Yeah,
It's
there's some
so
interesting
bad.
things. Like I like there's a gradient on the Puma logo, like right on the chest. I think that was kind of cool. If the rest of this was like a really understated jersey, that could be kind of neat. But like the main texture is like wet concrete kind of looking. It's like a concrete gray color with like meant to look like it's damp, like there's water droplets like all over the thing. And to top it all off, it's like paired with this bright neon green kind of, I don't know, it just like looks mid 2000s Dick's Sporting Goods to me. I think another term I've used on this episode before, but that's
Yeah.
the vibe I get from this one.
I've seen this kit briefly. I did not realize that it was water droplets, like a sort of, yeah, like a slab of concrete or maybe like a window pane or something. Um, I don't know what's the deal with that? Is that like a nod to the fact that it's always raining? Weird. Jake, how do you feel about so there are a number of kits you may have seen both in the Premier League and across the world, it seems increasingly that are doing like a central logo, like on the center of the chest. How do you feel about that?
Grown on me actually. I kind of like it, especially with the badge. Like you have like the kit, the make like or brand sponsor or whatever they call it, like Puma, and then the logo. I think it's actually a kind of cool look, especially if you have a pretty balanced jersey. But this one just it's balanced and that's symmetrical, but there's just a lot going on. I saw too the shorts with this one also have kind of like this lime green trim like
Hmm.
all over them too. So even that, like it's just there's no relief from that bright color that I just lime green's one of the colors I've never seen pulled off in any sport, I think, in a way that I liked.
Hmm.
Something about it just kind of looks childish to me in some way.
What's your reaction to this one, Evan?
It's maybe one of the worst kits I've ever seen. I am honestly shocked at how bad this is.
It does look like a children's kit, like you would get in like the kids version of something with like the little kids like socks and pants and the shirt.
Oh, it made me think of too. Yeah, I was like buying this for Callum in a few years, and he'd been running around on this. But yeah, I don't know. So it's adventurous again, like these thirds often are.
I gotta say that all of Man City's kits are pretty bad this year. I mean, this one takes the cake. I still like any Puma, whoever made this honestly they need to move on, find a different job, go somewhere. Like this was whoever made this decision ultimately, like that is uh yeah, you risk being fired for that one, I think. I don't know how this got approved by so many people, but I would say overall Man City's kits were really disappointing.
Hmm.
Um even their home and away kits are pretty bad. Like there's just like I don't know. I I don't know. I think Man City's for me were probably the worst out of like as a collective.
Hmm.
I don't know if either of you had takes on that, but that's mine.
There are ways like the old black one that has like kind of chrome silver, like everything else on it's chrome silver. The Puma cat, the crest and everything. That was a little interesting. It looks like it's shown long sleeve, at least on the Football Archive site I'm looking at. I don't know if that means that every player wears that or if it's up to their discretion. I will say that one's kind of different in a way that I do kind of like. It almost made honorable mentions, but yeah, I agree that the other two home just kind of looks like their regular shade of blue. Nothing really to write home about. A kit that's neither like timelessly classic or going really modern. It's just kind of like a safe, boring maybe. And then yeah, this
Hmm.
monstrosity we have for their third. Uh,
I wonder if there's something about like Puma, because I'm Evan, what you were saying made me think that uh like Puma's the running shoes they've been putting out recently, a lot of their primary colorways have involved like neon orange or neon purple or not necessarily green. But I wonder if there's something there that Puma's trying to do like across their
Hoopa.
different
Yeah, that's about right.
Pupa across their sort of range of items there with neon and sort of being the neon brand. I don't know. That's kind of interesting.
Also, a little hypocritical. Like when it comes to running shoes, I kind of like neon flashy
Mm,
stuff occasionally. Although I really like pastel colors, honestly. One of my biggest issues with running shoes, I always like the women's colorways more. And I don't think most of the time they make them in my size. Like even if I were to get the women's and scale up, like I think it'd be like just out of the regular range that exists. But they get like those pale lavender, like old lavender or old pastel pink or baby blue shoes. Like I just think those look sick for some reason when running.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, this kit sucks. Sorry.
All
All
right,
right,
we can
let's
head out, get it off our screen. I'll scroll over now. Head over to the.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a headache, honestly.
We're looking at it. All right, this one I have it as the third best. I kind of got irritated by it. It's another third kit. I feel like I had to put it on here almost. Like I don't know, sometimes it's
Oh,
like cheap, but I do really like it. It's the Liverpool third. This is kind of like a teal colored Adidas kit. Uh, with the collar has white with like black stripes, trims, and then just like real classic Adidas shoulder stripes on it. And the I don't know. Is this trefoil? This has a name. This particular Adidas logo works kind of looks more like a leaf.
hmm.
Is on there as well. And then a different badge than usual, right? That's not their usual crest. Slightly different, at least.
Yeah, it's slightly different. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how to put this, but for some reason this just feels very Jake Park coded to me, this kit. Something about the
That's why
color.
I didn't. I felt like I had to pick it for some reason. I knew it was
It's like just classic enough with like nice little design touches and then a sort of interesting but not outlandish color.
right up my alley. Yeah, I think you've got me pegged, and so do they apparently.
Evan, as an Evertonian, how do you feel about this kit? How would you feel if you were to play Liverpool in this kit? Not that that would ever happen, but
I like the kit. I mean, I think it's clean. It's I do think that if you go, I think my preference is if a club is going with a color or a color scheme that is outside of their kind of classics, then you kind of I prefer it to be a more minimalist or simple kind of clean kit. And so I think they've done it. I think they've done a good job with it. I still don't know how I feel about the kind of this rounded collar that does this layover thing.
hmm.
Um,
Mm,
it's
yeah.
it's something about that irks me. I think it's cool. Like I do like the little like the detailing. I don't know. Something about that is weird. And I like the Adidas logo that they've gone with. Um, a little preview. I'm not going to tell you uh my gripe just yet, but Liverpool um did is uh is one of the culprits
Oh,
Ooh,
of
okay.
the
interesting.
particular gripe.
Can't wait.
Hmm?
That is
Oh,
interesting about that neck. It does sort of look like with the because the lines go all the way through the neck and under where the fold happens, it does make it look a little bit like a cravat, kind of. You know, like you're wearing some sort of like a, I don't know, wrap around your neck.
Right, and you're tucking it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have either of you seen this one in game yet? Do you know if they wear white shorts or the teal shorts to go with it?
I would
Oh.
guess a white short if I had to guess. I've not seen this played in. I think they've played in it though. Let me do a little digging real fast.
Mine is what I'd hope for. I think that would elevate it even more, but teal wouldn't look bad, but just if even it's kind of a classic looking kit, so I like the two-tone like full set when you're doing that. I feel like that's more classic because the old monotone head to toe one color I feel like is something that's happened in the last like 10 years or so. Maybe 20 at this point.
Not seeing anything immediately, but maybe I'll follow up on that. All right. What's number 2?
Number 2, kind of rare for
Ooh,
me in that there's a little bit pattern, but
whoa.
I have
Interesting.
Wow.
the Burnley FC away kit. This is the one. It's in their secondary kind of powder blue color, but it has a design that almost looks like you're looking at like a pool to me, like a pool of water,
Mm,
with just
Mhm.
like the sun rays reflecting off it. It's like a real light, not overbearing design. Like when you zoom out, it kind of. Oh, sorry, I'm revealing some more stuff. You're not supposed to see it. Um, when I zoom out, it kind of like blends into just that blue, but when you look closer, there's more detail there. Also, now you mentioned it, Evan, it has that same kind of layover collar, which I'm not certain I love either. I kind of wish it was just a crew to top it off up top, but overall, I thought this one was clean. The maroon does a good job of separating out the sleeve piping too to make it really pop nicely. And there's a
yeah.
cool Castor. I can't. One of you guys, I think, maybe 22. Somebody had this on their in their Premier League kits for our league,
Mm,
and I never heard of the brand. I thought it was cool, like the wing logo.
yeah. To me, this looks like clouds, kind of. That's what I'm seeing. Like very feathery clouds.
It's
What?
chemtrails.
That too.
It's chemtrails. Burnley's the conspiracy
Uh,
theorists
yeah, they
Premier League
would.
team.
They would.
Oh man. Yeah, this is cool. I haven't seen this and I do think the maroon
Jake,
and that light blue look awesome together.
Jake, can you zoom in on the crest?
Yes. Sorry, a little blurry. Sorry.
Okay, never mind. I don't think they did it. I was wondering if the crest was kind of like transparent and but I don't think it is. I think it's like
Mm,
a solid color. I think that would be cool if they did that, but it may have kind of altered the crest. But yeah, I think this is pretty neat. I always struggle with this this kind of like patterned type of kit being an away kit rather than a third, but um on its own, I think if you're gonna do like some sort of pattern or um kind of geometric thing or anything like that, I think this is the way to do it. Because it's like understated. It like the pattern itself is not the thing that necessarily draws a lot of attention. It's that maroon color. The maroon color is what really pops rather than the pattern itself. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Or at
and
least
that's the primary color,
that's
though,
kind of how I see
right?
it. Right. So, and I think a lot of clubs or kit makers at least are like, let's find like the cool pattern thing that we want to add, and that's going to be the thing that draws the eye. But as you saw in the Wolves one, when you are drawn to that, it can look pretty bad if that's what you're basing the whole thing on. But this one's like nice and understated, and it works, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good. Wow,
I think
big ups to Burnley.
I think that's like a great description of like what makes me like or not like the patterns. It's like it should be something you almost don't notice until you zoom in. Then I think it's like a cool piece of the jersey. If it's like the whole point, it should be as garish as possible. Then like it
Mm,
loses the appeal for me greatly.
yeah. Does Burnley typically their away kits, are they light blue? I'm trying to remember. Or maybe white typically.
I want to say they're white, but I know there's a couple. There's another team that has like the exact same colors. West Ham, I think. That
Yeah.
maybe it's them
West
who's usually
Ham
white.
and Aston Villa.
Oh yeah,
Y-
there's a couple
Yeah,
of them
there's
then.
there's kind of three, unfortunately.
which is strange. This is a color combination you don't see at all, like in other sports, especially when you add in like the weird yellow too, like
Mm,
maroon, powder blue, and yellow. Like that's it's strange that in a league of only like 20 teams, there's two or three teams kind of using the same thing. It's just kind of interesting. But
yeah.
all right, with that, I have the grand reveal of number one, which I think might be divisive because I didn't even know how I felt about it, and the more I looked at it, the more interested I
Oh,
got in
yes.
it.
I love this kit.
All right, Chelsea FC third. Yeah, this is how would you describe this there? Is this modern? It's like vintage in like a 90s way to me. I don't know if that's accurate to what the Premier League looked like in the 90s, but that's what it made me think of at least.
Yeah, to me, this screams 2002 World Cup, uh, like design, like template design. Um, and man, I just think it looks so good. I love the black. I love the throwback logo, the throwback badge that they've got on there,
Yeah,
which is
that
like
is awesome.
the 80s badge. Um, yeah, I just think, I mean, also partly because they don't have a sponsor that kind of helps them, in my estimation. But man, I just think it looks so cool.
And somehow it looks vintage to me and like ultra modern at the same time, like the future of kids or something. But same thing where I hope they wear white shorts with it and not just black. But
Mm,
I bet this one they wear black, but I don't know. What
yeah,
do you
I
think,
love.
Evan? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I love the like. I mean, it's Chelsea, so you would want them to have some blue somewhere, and it's just in this like tiny little outline of the chest here. I think that's so
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, Evan, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it. Kind of going off the colors, I think I like black kits the most when they're paired with a club that usually wears blue, and you can, like I'm thinking of Inter, of
Mm,
like black and blue, like that just works so well. I something about like black with like a little bit of blue to me, just like I think we'll probably always do it. Um, I know exactly what you're saying, Jake, about this. Like, it looks like it could be from the early 2000s, but it does look futuristic too. Um, yeah, something about it. If I had to, I don't, and this is just Chelsea in general. I don't the whole like Club World Cup thing that they've put on their kit is funny to me. Um, I don't know. I think I just think that that's a funny thing to really lean into. And so you have that in the spot where the crest would normally go. So that is kind of like throwing me off a little bit because I'm not used to that, like that whole ensemble. But I think the kit is a lot of fun. And I would I would be jealous if I'm going up to play against a team that's wearing that kit because I would want to be wearing it.
yeah. It does beg the question of whether it would look strange without that Club World Cup winner badge on there, you know? Would it look
I think it
I think
looks
it would.
ambiguous?
yeah, you'd have to move something else, I think, if you took it away. Or move the Nike in the middle
I
too.
I think I would. I think I would. I wouldn't mind a sponsor. I think if like for say they didn't have the club, they didn't win the Club World Cup, and they
Mm,
moved the logo, like their what logo they have there, just moved it over. And then if they had a sponsor in the middle, I don't think it would actually be that bad.
mm.
Um, but
Wow,
but I mean
Jake is
I'm
designing a
nitpicking here. Yeah,
designing
Jake is
a jersey for us on the fly,
editing
which I
this.
really appreciate.
Playing around with the composition here.
I love it. I think it could be cool to line them up in the middle, but yeah, it has to be balanced without the sponsor because it's just so noticeable if it's skewed to one side, it seems to me. Man, I
Oh,
wish
I'm
there were
relieved a
more.
bit. I thought I was maybe gonna get burned for picking this one. Wasn't sure what the feelings would be.
No, no,
I
this
was
is
gonna
Kind
good.
of
ask you,
unusual.
I was gonna ask you about it if it didn't come up, so
All right, I guess I can move over to honorable mentions. We can go through these ones a bit quicker. Just ones didn't quite make my top three or did something I thought was interesting. First up, we have the other team that went for the brown shade. the team I think I normally pick on too. It's Brentford FC. It's always a team that I love their badge, but I hate the sponsor that it looks like they just are gonna have every single year. This Hollywood Bets logo have never liked, but yeah, I think this brown shade works a little better, and I think them using the minimal version of their crest where it's just the B looks awesome against this. It's like a golden B on this darker brown background. It's got like a classic brown collar with a little bit of gold accents on the end of it. And they do have a pattern, which I'm not crazy about in the background here, but I don't think it's outrageous enough to ruin the kit for me. I'd pair
Yeah,
it with either white or gold shorts too, not straight brown. If they're all brown, then I like this a little less.
this is making me miss the fact that, or wish that Brian Mbuemo still played for Brentford because I feel like he would look amazing in this kit. Big old beard, big brown jersey. I think that would look awesome.
It's just
Yeah,
taking it in and giggling. I don't know what he's thinking about it.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. It is like I don't know. It is interesting that clubs are leaning into brown. I feel like last season there was someone that tried to do something brown. So it feels like it's like they're trying to figure out how to do it. I do like I do like Brentford's simplified logo a lot.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and they have what is this? Joma? Is that the name of
Yep.
the club? Yeah, that's a pretty cool logo too. Just big J. Um, and I think is this the first time Brentford? Because Brentford usually keeps their kits for like 2 or 3 years at a time, right?
That's my understanding. Yeah, that
Is
they
this
don't cycle through
did
them.
they this is the first time they changed it? Is this right?
I don't know.
In the last couple years, I'm pretty sure, or maybe they have. I'm pretty sure they changed it recently.
They had like a
Um,
pale pink or lavender one either last year or the year before that I remember them wearing, I think.
yeah. No, but this one's pretty cool. Again, the pattern on it is a little understated. Um, and I am really leaning into collars on kits the last like couple seasons. So I really do enjoy seeing a nice collar um on this one. I think Brentford, I think that also like with Brian and Bumo, like having the big beard and like a little collar and like I don't know. I think he just he can make a kit look good, or he looks good in most kits, but especially with the collar, I think.
Yeah. Big beard, bald head, big butt. Brian Mbuemo.
Perfect combination. All right, moving on to number two. Honorable mention, I have
Oh,
Chelsea
interesting.
again. This time they're away. It's a really
Yes,
simple,
yes.
simple kit. It's like an off-white, or maybe it's just white. Um, no fancy color at all, almost just like a t-shirt brim. And then they have vertical stripes. There's like red and then I think black going down the middle. They're very thin and just only in the middle. They don't go all the way across the jersey. Got Nike on one side and the Chelsea badge on the other, and then just some black and red piping at the end of the sleeves. But otherwise, very clean, kind of minimalist look to this one. I had this in my favorites, and then I just didn't want to have two Chelsea, so I ended up swapping it out to pick the more interesting one. But I still really like this one. I think this one's solid.
Yeah, I love this one. This one was one of the ones that stood out for me too when I was looking over everything. Yeah, oh, it's yeah, it looks really good. It looks really good. I love the little that I've never seen that kind of striping before, and it works really well. Like I'm surprised no one's tried that yet. I think it looks really good.
Heartstrings.
I guess probably because of the sponsor thing, and so I guess with Chelsea not having a sponsor, they could play with things down the middle without it affecting a sponsor logo. But man, that's good. And kind of matches like the I'm assuming a little colorblind, so I'm assuming it's the same colors that are on the sleeve detail. So
Is
Yeah.
that normal to not have a sponsor at all? Because they used to have the giant number three. I remember ruining all their kits. No, they don't. Not
no, that's not
normal.
normal.
Are
Yeah,
they
I
just
don't
that big that they don't need one? Like they, so I see most teams are doing that for the money, right?
I don't. Yeah, they
I,
should need the money, I think.
I can't remember. There's some reason, maybe like a legal reason. Um, yeah, I remember reading something about why they don't have a sponsor, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I think they would want one if
Yeah.
they could get one, but there's something preventing them
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah, because they don't have a sleeve sponsor either, huh?
Yeah. At
Hmm.
least not on the left sleeve. I assume they have Premier League probably on the right that we can't see, right? I think every team has to have that, um, but yeah, strong year for Chelsea. Their weakest one is probably their home, in my opinion,
Hmm.
which is a bit of a bummer. And I'm looking now. I have this up just because I was looking at their full set. Oh, sorry, this is an ad for this. They have a preseason home that I like way more than the real one. Just I
Hmm.
don't love. This looks worse the way they did it on this one. I really don't like this color. It's kind of like a V-neck,
Yeah.
but not fully committed. I think this is just the preseason is a much stronger, simpler version of that kind of, but
Yeah.
or it just fits this particular player kind of funny. I don't know. All right, moving on to fit the final honorable mention, mainly for the colors on this one. Again, it's got kind of
Ooh.
that layover collar, but this is Aston Villa's third this year. Um, Again, kind of white, off-white, but the other colors are like a kind of, I don't know how to describe this shade of purple. It's not vibrant, kind of like desaturated purple, and then like a real pale, very almost not there powder blue that goes with it. So just the purple and powder blue I thought was a cool, unique color combo. And then they have a pattern that's almost like marbling looking underneath, but it's not across the whole jersey. It's only a little bit at the top and the bottom.
Hmm.
Just love the unique color scheme on this one.
Yeah. Again, a modified badge. That's like a slightly more like cartoonish version of their usual crest, which is cool.
Just become these colors because they don't look like those other teams. They're unique. That's something nobody else is using. Like, just go full in with the purple and baby blue. That'd be unique for
Hmm.
any sport. Nobody's that color that I know of.
It's nice also that the pattern is sort of at the fringes of the jersey. So it really doesn't, to Evan's point, it doesn't like intrude upon your experience of the kit too much.
What are you thinking, Evan? Love it, hate it?
Somewhere in the middle, or maybe leaning more towards love. I think I like it. I think, yeah, I would say I like it more than neutral. It's pretty cool. I guess I guess I'm just like really enjoying more of like the minimal ones out of the ones that we've selected or looked at. Um,
Hmm.
like ones that are a little bit more simple and clean have really worked for me, and that one is one of them.
Yeah, that's a good kit. Yuri Tielemans would look good in that kit. All right, man. Jake, thank you so much for picking your favorite and your least favorite and honorable mentions. That's great.
Absolutely. Curious, is there any you guys expected to see on one list or the other that, or your
Yep.
personal favorites for this year? Oh, okay. We got to hear them.
Oh, also, Evan, maybe you can work your gripe in here. This might be a good gripe moment.
Oh yeah, I do need to work in my gripe. I'm surprised you didn't have Arsenal's third kit on here in your top three,
Personal third.
because
Let me pull it up here.
that one to me is up there. Um,
Really?
that would probably be in my top three. Yeah, I really like it.
Okay, yeah. The thing I didn't like about this one, I love the cannon when they use that alternate crest. I don't love this collar style. I don't mind there being a collar, but I don't like it when it looks like described as like Madman-esque or something. I don't know,
Hmm.
like 70s looking, where it almost looks like there's like a little fake undershirt, and
Hmm.
there's probably a real term for this style of collar. It doesn't have buttons like you'd normally think of like a collared polo shirt or something, but that's what held it back. But otherwise, I do really like it. It's clean. It's got. I'm a sucker for like the Adidas shoulder stripes. Anytime teams do that and just have the piping, I think it looks pretty good. And that is one of the coolest like crest or minimal badges. Just the cannon there. It's sick.
Yeah, I like the collar. I think the collar works. Um, I think I would be happy with it being like a typical button collar too, but I don't know. I really like that one. And I think it looks, I think I saw that one. I think they played in that one and I watched them and it looks really good. It looks really good in person. The gripe, Taylor, did you have anything before I touch on the gripe to see if y'all noticed it?
No, let the gripe fly.
Okay. There were some clubs, such as Liverpool and Manchester United, who, for each home, away, and third, they had three different badges.
Hmm.
And that to me is just wacky. I just think that that's so bizarre. I don't know. I like to have a little bit of um continuity between the kids. And especially Manchester United's badges, like they have the classic one, and then their away kit has the minimal one with the devil or the right, the devil with the pitchfork. And then
Yeah.
they have a burn, and then they have like a Burnley kind of crest with like their
Hmm.
normal crest inside of it. I don't know. And honestly, Liverpool's are weird too. They have the normal one, then they have like some sort of like crest one, and then they have another kind of crested one. They're all different. Um, and I think Crystal Palace maybe does it a little bit, but
Hmm.
to me, Liverpool and United were the big offenders, and I just don't really understand that at all. I don't
Like
really
that
know.
crust inception going on where they're just putting it inside of a smaller version of the crust itself. They did that with the third that I like too. You're right though. Now that I
Yeah.
look at it, it's just like zooming out more and more than adding like a more outline. That's a strange trend.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm wondering if that's going to continue. If because it used to be like you have the same crest on all the kits, then they introduced the minimal crests, their minimal logos, and now I'm wondering if they're going to move to a place where like all three kits have different crests. So something to keep our eye on. But the way that they've executed it this time around, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, my sense is that there's like a big sort of like profit motive to that where there's probably some marketing executive at the club who's saying like, if we can work in three crests, we can sell three different types of hats with the crests on them and, three different, you know what I mean? There's like probably something about the amount of kit you're able to sell fans that goes up
Yeah,
if you have multiple crests.
well, here's the thing that I do like, and this is what Tottenham Hotspur did. So I think what they're doing with these crests, because I think we touched on it with Chelsea, is some of these crests are older and they're bringing them back as like
Hmm.
a retro thing. But to me, you kind of have to lean, like the kit itself has to be retro looking. I think it doesn't make sense to have a modern kit with the retro logo. I think that throws me off. Tottenham Hotspur's third, their yellow one, does this. It's very retro. They have an older kit, and I think it looks sick. I love
Hmm.
it. I
With the
love it a
yellow and
lot.
red crests, sort of.
Uh, no, I don't think it has yellow and I don't know. Maybe it
I,
does,
I may
but
be
it's like
thinking of
a
a different one.
it's an older. Yo, it's yeah, it's like an older. It's an older crest with the the cock and ball, and then it's got like two lions holding it up,
Yeah,
and then
that's the
there's
one
like
I
a
was
little
thinking of.
banner underneath it. Yeah. I really like that a lot because they leaned into like kind of a retro kind of look, in a way. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it looks good, but sorry, I'll stop blabbering and we'll move on to something that Taylor has prepared for us.
No, I think the more gripes, the better. But so the last one we've got for you today, listeners, is a little treat, a little bit of a lightning round for Jake. So, I've done the lightning round slightly differently this year. So let me really fast. Um, okay, share my screen. And so instead of just giving Jake, jerseys from across the world that are not in the Premier League willy-nilly and getting his take, I've done something slightly different, which is uh divide the kits that I've put together into four different sections. interesting designs, interesting patterns, interesting colors, and interesting badges. And I've given Jake a sort of smorgasbord in each slide, and I will let him sort of talk about what grabs his attention from the three. And if there's anything he cannot talk about some of them if he doesn't want to, Jake, you can do whatever you want. Um, but just whatever's drawing your attention, I'd be interested to get your thoughts on. How does that sound?
I'd love to be the lab rat. This sounds amazing. Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. All right, here we go. So first up, interesting designs. These are interesting according to me. So on the left, we've got Hamburger SV's away kit. That's a German team. In the middle, we've got Ferencváros, their home kit. That's a Hungarian team. And then on the right, we've got Eintracht Frankfurt's home. I think it might be their preseason home kit. That's obviously a German team. So very different sort of design styles here. What's grabbing your attention?
Hamburger, first impressions. I think this looks like it could be from the same futuristic league as the Chelsea third, but same colors and everything. I think they executed worse. Something about it though. I'm not as big of a fan. Let's see this. I don't know. Ferencváros. Is that how you say that?
I think it's something like Ferencváros.
Okay, that one I don't hate the stripes, but there's like a pattern in the stripes when there's already so small and so many of them that I think it's a bit much. I'm praying to wear white shorts if that's green, that's just gonna be so messy. But that one's mid. My favorite is this Germany one on the end. I love the asymmetrical, oversized three Adidas stripes and the centralized crest. They have like a red one that really pops against this old black and silver kit otherwise. That one also kind of has like a futuristic look to me in a cool way. But that's my favorite of the three.
Okay, good to know. Evan, what are your thoughts?
I really want to like that Hamburg kit.
But you don't.
And then I think I do, but something about it is like, I don't know. I think there's like something slightly off, and I don't know what it is. Um, in theory, I like it more in theory than in practice. Um, and I think the Ferencváros one is it reminded me of like Celtic
Yeah.
immediately. What I'm curious, Taylor, what did you find interesting about that one specifically, the one from Hungary?
I think the how thin the stripes were kind of got me. They seem like an
Mm.
interesting width where they're not like Celtic wide, where you've got maybe like five of
Sure.
them on the kit or something at most. It's like there's probably a good dozen of them on the kit. And so I was curious to get your thoughts on like those thinner stripes. They're not little bands, but they're also not big, thick stripes.
It reminds me of a spearmint candy cane. Those are good.
What do you think about the Frankfurt one?
I like it. I think it's cool. Yeah. Same as what Jake said.
That's probably the one I would be most likely to want to wear for sure myself.
Indeed. Jobs finding.
All right, so that's interesting designs. Let's go to, I can't remember what's next. Interesting something. Let's see.
Interesting
Oh, interesting patterns.
patterns. Oh my.
Wow, this
So
wow, let's hear.
on the left, we've got Slavia Prague's away. That's a team from the Czech Republic. We've got Como's home kit. Oh, I think Como's actually from Italy. I have them put from France, but I'm pretty sure they're from Italy. And then Wolfsburg's home kit from Germany.
Okay, Slavia Prague. That's like Star Trek looking to me. It kind of looks like something they wear on the. It's also Star. They have like a Star themed badge. It looks like. I do like the purple and black color combo. Popular
Mm.
ballers. Shout out there, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, nah. I don't know, but I think if you remove the speckled paint on the purple piece and then pair that with a white short, you might have something interesting there. I don't know. I could learn to
Just
like it.
just a plain purple and a plain black sort of side by side like that.
Yeah, it kind of look like medieval knightish in a way to me.
Yeah,
It
that's
could be
what I
kind
was
of
thinking
cool.
too.
The middle one, this Adidas one. I don't know. That design's interesting. Kind of looks like paint or something to me, like not like paint dripping, but like artistically sprayed across the canvas in a cool way. It's a little bit maybe you lose the crest, the Adidas and the sponsor because it's the same color. It's
Mm,
underneath it. So maybe change the color of those to like red or something. And I'd like this more. But I don't hate it. I like the template a lot. It's Adidas. It's the three shoulder stripes that I usually like, and it's got my favorite probably color type there, like a
mm.
thick white band up top to clean it up a little bit. Wolfsburg one, not my favorite color. It's getting close to that lime green look. That's not my favorite. It is kind of cool. It's like their crest is almost the sun in this. It's like radiating these like light rays down. So I think maybe if you leaned into that theme more and did more like a white background and then more like sun colored rays coming out or something, like I don't know. I think that one could be cool. And I like how because they went this crazy design, everything else about it is simple. Like there's
Mm.
almost no flair. Everything else is just white. The sponsor, the make, the crest, and I think that helps make it work.
Yeah. Wolfsburg really benefits from the fact that I think Wolfsburg is where VW is based. And so as long as I can remember, they've always had VW as their sponsor. And so having like that same simple logo, knowing that you're going to always have that, I'm sure probably is really nice from a design standpoint. You're not having to worry if you're going to have, Hollywood bets or something coming in and sponsoring you or whatever. Yeah. Evan, what's striking you?
Um, I like the Slavia Prague one personally.
Really?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. I don't know if this is just the lighting, but um, the s- the star crest I wish would be like all kind of like the purpley, like almost like shiny metallic-y kind of thing that it kind of looks like it is as the Star Trek logo, but I think if the whole star was like that, it's like the whole
Hmm.
logo was like that, which it might be, maybe the lighting is weird. Um, but I like it. I think it's cool. Um, is the Como one uh, is the Como one like an underwater scene?
I think it's supposed to be like an impressionist painting of water, like a water, maybe like
Okay.
moonlit water or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing at
Not
least.
a not a fan. Um,
You
and the
wouldn't like it
Wolfsburg one,
if Everton wore something like this?
no. No. Um, I think if you want me to dive in a little bit deeper, I know this is a lightning round. I want to try to be lightning about this, Taylor. Um, I don't think this like this impressionist like thing that's going on here. I don't think that matches up with the kind of the bold striping and piping of the Adidas
Mhm.
up at the top with the collar and the shoulders. I just don't think that works together
Hmm.
personally. The Wolfsburg one feels like a default like preset in like on a presentation, like a slideshow. You're like, oh, let me just find something that looks a little bit fun, and then you just pick the first one and make it green, and then you're done. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, it's reminding me now that you say that it's got a little bit of like Windows XP screensaver
Yep.
vibes.
Yes.
Man.
Which in theory I think is kind of cool, but that I don't know. I just don't really like it. I don't know. That's not me.
Oof. All right, moving on. Next we have interesting colors, at least to me. So on the left, we've got Bayer Leverkusen's fourth kit. Um, in the middle, we've got Juventus's home kit, and then on the right, we've got FC Metz's third kit. The middle one is a little bit of Jake baiting because it's got those pink highlights. I was interested to get Jake's take on the pink highlights, but
Yeah, I love that as an accent color. The kit itself, though, I don't know. Something about it is a bit bland to me. I don't losing the collar a little bit in the design. The crest on the one on the left is crazy. Is
yeah,
that their crest?
I
It's
think
got a number in it.
it's a throwback crest. I mean, they are called like 04 is sort of in the name of the club. But that's like a 70s crest, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting. It does look like a retro magazine or something to me. Like that whole like typography and just the kit of the sponsor. That one's interesting. It's very, very minimalist. And then the one on the right, I actually kind of like that one. It's wild colors, but because they're using pink again in their striping, but because it's so thin and stuff, like it's almost blends in. I don't know. That one with white shorts, I think would look pretty clean. I keep saying that over and over. Maybe I'm just a fan of white shorts with like dark jerseys.
Yeah. Evan, I see that you've clocked the most important thing about the Juventus kit.
There's I just am trying to picture how this happened. I don't. Who is making this decision? Who? Not. No. 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 Sorry. Who's not making the decision? Who is planting the idea? Like, from
Yeah.
which direction is it coming from? Is it Juventus saying we want to find another sponsor and we want it to be an American one? And they say, let's just pick a random city on the map and ask their tourism department to sponsor us. And so they pick Detroit. I don't know. Or is it just some random bloke in Detroit being like, you know what? We really want Italians to come here. Um, I don't understand that. On top of that, they still have the Jeep logo too. So it's like Jeep and Visit Detroit, just bonker stuff. Now, I don't know if that's like a trend right now because it looks like um, that FC Metz third is doing a similar thing where they have two main sponsors in the middle, right?
Yeah. I hadn't noticed
Now,
that.
I love that. I love that kid. That kid is really nice. Um, so I don't know what's going on with like the double kit sponsor thing.
My
I don't really know what to make of the Leverkusen one, to be honest. To me, it's just kind of like there.
Hmm.
I
I really like the Leverkusen one. I kind of like that it looks like it's cotton. It's made of cotton rather than whatever. Like,
oh, it does, yeah.
anyway. Uh, yeah. The Visit Detroit thing is interesting. And I love the way you set it up of like, how did this happen? Because I mean, the Detroit Tourist Board can't, like, that office can't be more than just like a couple people and like handling the shirt sponsor for event.
Juventus. It's not even like it's not an imp. This is a major club.
Wow.
This had to cost so much money.
I have no idea. I would be interested in a athletic long read about how this happened for sure.
I just that's what is ref. I was wondering if maybe we're missing something. There's some kind of other meaning to Detroit or like a brand or like that is on their city website. Visit Detroit.com. It's the
Wow.
same logo. Why are they on Juventus, dude?
And how are we in a place where an American city, or I mean, or any city for that matter, like any country's city, is sponsoring a team in another country? That to me is just like that whole thing like really blows my mind when it's places like Detroit or Kissimmee, Florida. You see that all the time too on like the banners. Have you noticed that? There's ads
No,
at the stadiums. There's a I don't know what club it is. They Kissimmee, Florida. That's how you pronounce this town, right? Kissimmee,
never heard of
Kissimmee,
it.
Florida. I don't know. It's like a tourist destination, I guess. Um, and it's like, yeah, there's like I see ads for Kissimmee, Florida in Premier League matches. Like
Wow.
who in England is going to? I don't know. I guess they're taking advantage of like the fact that maybe people in Europe don't know like they've heard of these cities, but they don't like really know like they're just like, oh, it's in Florida. Okay, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go to Florida. Yeah, we'll go to Florida. We've heard of Florida. I don't know. The whole thing like blows my mind. But now I'm wondering if that's happening to me in another capacity of random cities and like some European, some Italian is like, why would anyone want to go there? It's being like you see ads for it all the time in America. It's so weird to me. So I'm sure
Maybe.
the reverse is happening too. Sorry, this is a lightning round, and I'm really diving in.
No, I love it. I love it. I think it is interesting. Like you've got obviously the very famous Visit Rwanda uh sponsor from Arsenal.
Right,
Um,
right.
I'm trying to think of other ones, but yeah, it would be kind of interesting if it just happened that like different countries just like sort of traded this where it's like I don't know, it's just a conglomerate of different
It's like an
visit
exchange
cities and
program.
countries where it's like in 10 years all the Premier League teams are sponsored by different cities in different countries. Oh man, I like to think about that. Okay. Uh last slide. Interesting badges. So we've got um FC uh Pothos from Greece. We've got BSC Young Boys from Switzerland over here with the sort of Art Deco one. We've got Melbourne Knights down here at the bottom, and FC Midtjylland from Finland, I believe, down here on the bottom right. It's a lot to take in, but what's jumping out to you, Jake?
A Finland Finnish one. I'm assuming that's a bear, right? I think is kind of what that is loosely supposed to be.
On
Are you
the
seeing
in
that too?
the Midtjylland?
Yeah, like a bear's face in the middle. That
Yeah,
one is
that's
awesome. It's so simple and I don't know, it's just cool. Bears Finland Association.
yeah.
I love that one. Um, I really don't like the top left one. Uh, yeah, I don't know. That one's weird to me. Like, why is it just? It's just like a random dude. Maybe that's someone famous that I don't know about, but he's just like looking. I don't know. And then Melbourne Knights. I don't love that one. Looks like a high school sports logo from like 20 years ago. Just seems out of place as a soccer crest, I think. Like I don't hate it as a logo, but for like it's just not a good. I don't think soccer badge or crest. What is this one's Young Boys? Is that what you call that one? The top that
Yeah.
Switzerland one?
BSC Young Boys.
Oh, it's interesting. They got older letters. BSC. Why they combine them all in a kind of somewhat interesting way. I kind of like it, and I like their gold, black, and white color scheme. It's kind of fun. Like that kit is pretty good. I think as a whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is an interesting one. I like that badge. I like that one. I think too.
Evan, what do you think? What's jumping
I
out to you?
mean, Jake hit the nail on the head with the Melbourne Knights one. I didn't know how to describe it, but you nailed it with like 20-year-old high school sports team. That's an embarrassment to Australia. Um, I would say the only one that I like really have strong opinions on is the BSC Young Boys. I think it's fantastic. I think it's incredible. I love it. I can be a sucker sometimes for like Art Deco stuff. Um, I'm finding out. Uh, it's is good. Is good. I like it. I love it.
Yeah. And the serifs on the letters, like the serif on the Y, just looks so classy.
Oh, so good.
I it just blows my mind to think that you could buy potentially like brand new merch with this Melbourne Knights logo on it that was made in 2025.
Hey Taylor,
Yeah.
should we buy a piece of merch
Melbourne.
and and from Melbourne, and that will be the prize for whoever wins the league this year.
Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time.
Is that a new badge? Like, when I search them, like another one's coming up that's pretty cool, like classic, like medieval art style, even looking knight, like illustration that looks actually pretty good. That one
Really?
is coming up too, but this other one's coming up more.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
curious if that's a retro thing or maybe that's something new.
Where did you find this, Taylor?
It was on that same FC football kit archive or whatever. Like you can
Oh.
look at a bunch of different teams and I think they might have been in like the some competition and that's how they showed up. I can't remember exactly.
Other logo that you're referencing, Jake, looks like a pizza chain logo.
It kind of does.
they are all over the place, man. They need some help. Oh,
Oh, wow. Well, that ends our slideshow, our lightning round. Jake, thank you so much for your hot takes on some kits and badges from around the world.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on, guys. It's fun every year. Look forward to this one.
Man, Evan, do you have any final words, final gripes, final thoughts?
no, just that Melbourne Knights are at the bottom of the league. They came in last. Oh,
But they're in
my.
the top division, right? I thought I looked that up.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Australian football. I think so, but they came in last. They had 4 wins on the season, or they
Oh
have.
no.
I don't. Is it still happening? I don't know. They have a negative 44 goal differential.
Wow. Maybe we should. Yeah, let's look into that. I think it would be fun to buy some kind of a piece of merch that is a prize for the league this year. Maybe something with
Yeah,
a really unsightly badge.
I
All
really
right.
want to go look at the BSC Young Boys merch now.
Yeah, it's cool. That's like I think that was the way it looked best was in that sort of like chrome color. Um,
Yeah,
but I think their colors are generally like sort of yellow and black-ish in that zone. So,
right.
all right, guys. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Jake, thank you so much for being on the pod tonight.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me on again.
Already can't wait until
It
next
was a
year.
pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Well, listener, it's been great talking to you. We'll talk to you soon, and hopefully you're doing well in the CGFPL League, unlike me, and maybe you can make your way into Europe this year. All right. We'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.